Hey TCS TV viewers, it's Dave and Evelyn from the camera store, and I'm wearing my Fuji shirt today.
So you know there's something exciting coming out from Fujifilm. We have the brand new Fujifilm GFX 50S 2.
We actually have two things to talk about with Fujifilm today. One is the brand new Fujifilm 50S2 and the brand new GFX lens, the 35-70.
Yes, it's an exciting combination for Fujifilm, not because there's a lot of new tech that's been announced, but because they're hitting a new price point for their medium format system. And so this combination with this new 35-70 millimeter lens is coming in at just under $6,000 Canadian. And for the body only, it's just under 5,000 Canadian. So it's making it a more accessible price point.
That's a crazy price point for medium format. I remember a few years back, we were looking at, mid 5 digits for medium format.
Yeah, now what we're going to talk today is about the specs of this camera. What are some of the things that we like about it and where this fits in the market? When it comes to the style and handling of the GFX 50S2, it's the same handling, design, and ergonomics as the GFX 100S.
It is very similar, but it feels great. Like, that's the thing. We really love the 100S and its ergonomics. Now they sort of made a lighter weight package than the original GFX 100, which was a monster camera and was quite heavy, I found.
Yeah, the grip is nice on this camera. The placement of your fingers on everything is good. I like the panels that this camera has. It has that nice top panel where you have those digital dials on the top. It's kind of cool. I would like to see real dials. That's something that I said with the GFX 100S, but I think that the design of this camera is very practical. The other thing is it does have the same LCD screen. It just tilts, but it is nice that you at least have that option for doing different angled shots. In terms of some of the other physical features of this camera, you are not getting a top-of-the-line electronic viewfinder. This is 3.69 million dots, and I'd say the biggest issue with it is actually the refresh rate. It's only 50 frames per second, and I do find it to be a little bit kind of sluggish when you're looking through it. A little bit laggy, yeah. And so it's one of the areas where you're kind of taking that sacrifice in order to hit that lower price point.
Yeah, and I think it's an okay sacrifice. I mean, I'd rather have ultimately the better image quality. And if I'm using this on a tripod, I'm going to be using the rear screen anyways, which works quite well. But the viewfinder itself, it's adequate. I think we're comparing it against like the latest and greatest cameras on the market.
It's true.
So we get a little jaded, right?
Yes. once you see something better, it's really hard to kind of go back to something that's a little bit lower resolution or just doesn't have that same like higher refresh rate. Some of the other features that we quite like about this camera is that you do have 2 SD memory card slots, and it's nice that you don't have to use super fast cards and they're 2 of the same media, and that just makes things very convenient. Now again, the feel of this camera for medium format, it does have a nice kind of compactness to it, and especially paired with this new lens, this 35-70 millimeter lens, it does make it feel like a very portable medium format package.
Yeah, and the one thing, you look at the size of this camera and we forget it's actually a stabilized sensor.
And so depending on what lens you use, you can get up to 6.5 stops of image stabilization, which again is very handy when you have a higher resolution camera like this 50 megapixel one.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. I think it's really important to have. Now this is also a camera that you're not going to be shooting any kind of action with or any kind of sports. I mean, I was trying to do some shooting of my son skateboarding the other day, and I was not successful really at all. And even when I was trap shooting with it, where I was pre-focusing and hoping he'd hit the frame and I would time it properly, it just doesn't have the frame rate for one thing. It's 3 frames per second. So that's so pathetic, really, when it comes to shooting sports nowadays. However, it's the autofocus that has to keep up, and I find the autofocus a little bit sluggish, and that's because it's only contrast detect autofocus, not the hybrid autofocus we see in the 100S or in the GFX 100.
Compared to other cameras on the market, it does feel quite slow. And you get kind of that jitter that is very common with contrast detect autofocus systems. I know that it can find you, but it just takes a little bit of that extra time to actually nail that focus. And so again, if you're shooting things like still life, controlled portraits, you're shooting, I think landscapes is probably one of the best things, but anything that is still life, it's really gonna sing, but with that fast moving action thing, it's gonna be a little bit of a frustration.
Yeah.
The other area that's a big sacrifice on this camera is video. It is jacked for video in terms of the actual jacks on this camera. You have a headphone jack, microphone jack. It has a lot of those kinds of physical
What's the highest
features.
resolution you can record video?
It's just 30p HD video, so it's nothing to write home
What?
about.
It doesn't shoot 4K?
No, like this camera is purposefully leaving out those features.
Yeah, I'm actually okay with that, because there is a huge group of people, I believe, out there that they just want image quality as the highest thing. When I'm talking about cameras and I mention video, a lot of people just like, I don't care about video. It's not my thing at all.
It's true.
So it's not a video camera, it's not a sports camera. However, I think it is a fantastic walk-around landscape camera. Wedding photographers are going to love it for formal shots and more studio kind of work. I think this is going to be a very cool camera. And at this price point, this is really tough to beat.
Every time a Fujifilm GFX camera comes out, I feel like there's a need to kind of talk about what exactly this medium format sensor camera is all about.
It's all about size.
It's all about the size, yeah, of the sensor. And of course, Fujifilm, their big tagline is more than full frame. So they're trying to show off what this sensor is capable of. Now, it's not a new and exciting sensor per se. This is a 51.4 megapixel sensor, and it is larger than a full frame sensor. And so what exactly does that mean when you're a photographer?
So part of it is a little better light gathering ability. We have a larger surface area, which tends to be a little more efficient at capturing light.
Yeah, so theoretically, you should be getting better image quality. And of course, with a lot of the modern full frame sensors, it's starting to become a little bit more negligible. Now, one of the things though that is undeniable is for landscape photographers, when you're looking at the actual aspect ratio that you can get out of an image, there's a lot of people that like the more square image aspect ratio. And so this, right out of camera, you are getting more resolution than if you took a full frame sensor and tried to crop it in. So if you had, say, like a 45 megapixel camera, and you were cropping it in to get that same aspect ratio, you're not going to get that same kind of resolution. So Dave, now it is the point in the show where we like to talk about our feelings, how we feel about this camera. And I have to admit, I always have such a crush on Fujifilm cameras.
You totally do.
The images just look so good, and I always just feel so happy when I shoot with Fujifilm cameras. They have some magic qualities about them. It's almost similar to Leica, but again, in sort of this more affordable price bracket. So I've been pretty happy with it today. It's nothing groundbreaking. We don't have top of the line technology, but I like what Fujifilm is doing. They've taken some of their flagship top of the line technology and they're breaking it down, they're breaking the barriers, and so that they can create a more affordable price point camera to get people access to those amazing GFX lenses.
Now, we also see this with other Fuji cameras. We see them trickle down. They have the same sensor in multiple cameras as they release them. Now we're just seeing that in the medium format world. Instead of that 50R body, now we have a much more improved 50S body, which gives us a great ergonomic image stabilization, which is very cool for this, which makes it a much more accessible camera for walking around with.
Yeah, and Fujifilm is good about picking up things that are like subtle but important differences, and I think this camera hits a lot of those marks that we have wanted to see within the lineup. The other thing we should talk about is, again, that access to GFX lenses, and I think that's where the Fujifilm GFX line sings, is in their lenses, and we can't not mention that this particular kit is a very affordable way to get into the system. This 35 to 70 millimeter lens, it's not their top of the line lens, but it's a great kit lens to get started with.
It's absolutely a great kit lens. I'm surprised with how quality of detail we are able to pull out of these files here. And I was expecting a substantial loss in detail, but we're not. And that's the other thing, 50 megapixels is more than enough resolution for most people's needs. It's crazy how much detail you can pull out of these files, right?
Wait, you're saying it's enough for you, Dave?
Well,
usually Dave wants to go to the maximum.
Well, if you want to go bigger, you can use their multi-shot on this camera, and you can get a 200 megapixel image. You do need a tripod, you do need to be fixed, but if you want the ultimate detail from this, you can go up to 200 megapixels.
Yes, and one last thing that we almost forgot to mention is this camera system, holy Hannah, it is windy.
Welcome to Southern Alberta.
But it's weather sealed, so if all of a sudden like a crazy storm comes and blows on us now, we have 60
or
ceiling
rains
points, or rain. snow, I don't know. We're in Calgary, anything can happen. But this is weather sealed, and this is the WR lens, and so it maintains that weather sealing when you pair them together. So another important feature.
Yeah. So I think overall, Fuji has done a fantastic job of getting medium format into the masses. It's finally affordable compared to what they were several years ago.
Yeah, so we can see this going into the hands of a lot more people that, again, want to get into the GFX system, and I think they'll be happy if you do. You get all those nice film simulations, and you get to go medium format. So on that note, thank you so much for watching. We want to know what you think about this camera, the GFX lineup, the direction of Fujifilm. Let us know in the comments below.
Make sure you follow us on Instagram.
And if you're new to our channel, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, give us a like, and we'll catch you again very soon.
Hey, thanks for sticking around and watching this episode. If you want to check out our other episodes, click up here. And if you're a Canadian and you want to shop local, check out thecamerastore.com down here.